Welcome, everybody, to the City of Farmers Branch Council meeting for Tuesday, May 20th. If you would, please rise for our invocation, which is be delivered this evening by Father Alphonse Nazaro from Mary Immaculate Church.
Well, I want to start off by saying thank you so much for inviting me, Mayor, for this moment. It's such a pleasure to be here, other than for a speeding ticket. But I don't know if that was just a joke. But let's, as we always begin, anything that's important, let's begin with a prayer. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of this day and for the chance to serve our community together. We ask your blessing upon this chamber and especially upon the two newly elected members. Grant them wisdom, humility, and a servant leadership as they begin their service. May our work today be guided by integrity, respect, and a shared desire to uplift the lives of all in Farmers Branch. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. And if you would, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
You can be seated. Thank you.
Thank you.
So next up is item I-1, which is to conduct oath of office for the winning candidates at the May 3rd, 2025 general election and receive remarks from incoming council member and returning council member Omar Roman from District 1 and Elizabeth Villafranca, District 4 City Council Representative. And while I'm waiting for them to get down here, I'd just like to recognize a couple folks that are in the audience today. First of all, we have former Mayor John Dodd, former Mayor Robert Dye in the back. And we have our Dallas County Commissioner, Andy Summerman, who is here this evening. I hope I didn't overlook anybody. Okay.
I, Elizabeth Villafranca,
Do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of office
the duties of office
of City Council Member
of City Council Member
for District 4
for District 4
for the City of Farmers Branch,
for the City of Farmers Branch,
State of Texas,
State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God. I'm not usually without words. Good evening, everyone. I am so honored and so humbled to stand before you as the newly elected representative on the Farmers Branch City Council. I'm so honored by all of you that are here to accompany us, and it is just such a great privilege to be here with you. Thank you to every resident, volunteer, supporter, and voter who made this possible. I'm deeply grateful for your trust and encouragement. And of course, I couldn't have done it without my family. As I begin this new chapter of service, I want to remind you that this is your city and extend a special invitation to all residents. Your ideas, your involvement, and your voice are what makes Farmers Branch a great place to live. I encourage you to consider serving on a board or a commission. The more we engage together, the stronger our city becomes. Let's also remember, there is no them and us in Farmers Branch. There is only us. There is only us, neighbors, families, and friends, working together to build a stronger, more connected community. I'm here to serve every one of you, and I'm ready to get to work together. Thank you again for this incredible opportunity. Peace be with you all. Buenas noches a todos y a todas. Es un honor y un privilegio estar aquí ante ustedes como la nueva representante electa en el Consejo Municipal de Farmers Branch. Gracias a cada uno de ustedes, cada residente, voluntario, simpatizante y votante que hizo esto posible. Estoy profundamente agradecida por su confianza y su apoyo. Al comenzar este nuevo capítulo de servicio, quiero recordarles que esta es su ciudad y extender una invitación especial a todos los residentes. Sus ideas, su participación y su voz son lo que hace de Farmers Branch un gran lugar para vivir. Los animo a considerar servir en una comisión o mesa directiva. Cuanto más nos involucremos juntos, más fuerte será nuestra ciudad. Recordemos también que en Farmers Branch no hay un nosotros y ellos. Solo existimos nosotros, vecinos, familias y amigos, trabajando juntos para construir una comunidad más fuerte y conectada. Estoy aquí para servirles a todas y a todos ustedes y estoy lista para ponerme a trabajar juntos. Gracias nuevamente por esta increíble oportunidad. Que la paz esté con todos ustedes. Gracias.
Councilwoman? I want to present you with your official city council pin. So wear that proudly. And this is your official certificate of election from the city. And next up is Councilman Roman.
There he is.
Swearing me in today will be Dr. Julie Hirschenberg. I'll allow her to come up and get things started.
Good evening. My name is Julie Hirschenberg, and I have the distinct pleasure of being Omar's high school teacher. When he was 17, he sat in the front row, and he was a remarkable student, and I'm so happy to tell you that, you know, as an educator, we don't always know what happens to our students, but not me, because Omar continues to fill me in and keep me in the loop. And I was so blessed to be able to watch him walk the stage at my alumni, Texas Tech, with his bachelor's degree and master's. And I was here to swear him in at this last election, and he got reelected. So thank you for supporting him and everything you've done for him. And as long as he keeps calling, I'll keep showing up. So you've elected a great person. So let's go ahead. I'll use my teacher voice. Can everyone hear me? All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Omar Roman,
I, Omar Roman,
solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties of office
that I will faithfully execute the duties of office
of City Council Member for District 1
of City Council Member for District 1
for the City of Farmers Branch, State of Texas,
for the City of Farmers Branch, State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
and
and defend
defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Well, good evening, everyone. And I thought it would be in good fashion to bring back something I got a little famous for, my red folder, and that's where I've kept my speech. No, but seriously, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being here tonight. It's hard to believe that 3 years have already passed since I was first elected, and I still remember what it felt like to win that first campaign. And honestly, I wasn't sure if it was extreme exhaustion or shock, but the reality didn't fully sink in for almost 3 months. This time around, though, it feels a little more real. When I first ran, I carried a notebook where I wrote down feedback from residents. That notebook became the blueprint for my priorities. And I want you to know, one of the reasons I ran, again, is because while I've made a dent in those goals, I'm not done, and I remain fully committed to delivering on those promises over the next 3 years. Representing a historically underserved and overlooked part of our city hasn't always been easy, but I've done so with dignity, integrity, and a passionate focus. That passion, along with my now famous red folder that you've seen, has gained attention far beyond our city limits. To my new friends and colleagues across Texas, and in Philadelphia, California, Nevada, Washington, D.C., and beyond, I see you, and I thank you for your encouragement and support wherever that camera is. The same passion has helped me fuel initiatives that have strengthened community bonds, improved safety and security in our neighborhoods, put more money back in your pockets through tax cuts, upgraded neighborhood amenities, made our city more inclusive and welcoming to people of all backgrounds, cleaned up our streets and public spaces, and repaired our roads, creeks, and water infrastructure. I'm tired, but I'm not done. People actually often tell me I should take a break, but the truth is, I love what I do, and even more than that, I love who I do it for. This win is especially meaningful because of what we all endured throughout this campaign. The attacks on my identity, the attacks on my family, and the attacks on our community were relentless. Some of you faced that ugliness firsthand, but instead of letting it break us down or responding with negativity, we used it as the fuel we needed to get out the vote and silence those loud voices. Together, we rose above it. We stood up for what was right, and we sent a loud and clear message with our 63% victory that hate, fear, and division have no place within our city. Now, before I close, I want to take a moment to express some heartfelt thanks to our incredible city staff. Thank you for believing in my bold and sometimes crazy ideas and for allowing me to challenge the status quo again and again and again. We've grown together, and I look forward to continuing that work to improve the quality of life for our residents. To my family, friends, mentors, campaign managers, campaign consultants, and neighbors, thank you from the bottom of my heart for standing by me even when things weren't easy, for putting up yard signs, making phone calls, sending text messages, driving neighbors to the polls, knocking on doors, and this one is true, delivering literature with your kids flying out of your minivan. You showed up, you believed, and we made it happen. In the same manner that we paid close attention to and got involved in this election, I urge you to stay involved. There is a reason that District 1 is often overlooked, and we need to work together to change that. We fought for our place at this table, and we need to send a clear message that we aren't going anywhere. This is your city, and your city needs you now more than ever. And I am happy to say that with Elizabeth and I being elected, this marks a historical moment in Farmers Branch history, whereby for the first time in our city's history, we have 2 elected Hispanic representatives to represent the 54% Hispanics. And with that being said, now let's get back to work. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if it said re-elected on here, but it just says councilman. So again, I think you already have one. Put that on another suit. So your official council pen and your certificate of election from the city of Farmers Branch. So congratulations. All right. So next up is item J1, which is presentation of the Employee of the Month Award for April to Leslie Smith of the Finance Department. Yeah! Okay. So Leslie has served the city for 22 years. Through her hard work, excellence, and accountability, she has earned several promotions from customer service supervisor to customer success manager to her current role as senior accountant. Leslie is known for more than just her professional growth. She is widely recognized for her respectful, caring, and trustworthy nature in every interaction, whether with a resident, a coworker, or a colleague. She is the kind of person who will take time to walk through a complex financial issue with patience and clarity. Can you lower our taxes? We're privileged to have Leslie as a valuable member of our team. Her contributions not only elevate her department, but also the entire organization. Leslie, thank you for all you do, and we truly appreciate you.
Hello, my name's Pamela DeHaan. I'm the accounting manager in the finance department. And there have been a lot of changes in the finance department in the last couple of years. And during this time, Leslie has been a stabilizing force for our department and for the city. I have been lucky enough to work alongside Leslie for well over 20 years. First, when she was customer service supervisor and now a senior accountant. She is often asked to help with issues that are beyond her normal job duties, but she is always willing to help and share her extensive knowledge and problem-solving skills. A perfect example of this is all the utility billing and customer service knowledge and training that she has passed on to her coworkers, which has contributed to their success in these areas. In her senior accountant role, she is always a team player, goes above and beyond in her work, and exhibits exceptional integrity in her decisions and her responsibilities. So I speak for all of us on the finance team when I say we appreciate you, Leslie, and congratulations.
I don't want to drop this, but we have this beautiful award, Employee of the Month award for you with your name on it. So I'm going to put it back before we drop it. Give that to you. Yeah, Thank you. So next up is presentation of a proclamation recognizing May as National Military Appreciation Month. And here to read this proclamation is Councilman Reed.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming out just to see me. As a veteran, it gives me a great honor to acknowledge May as being Military Appreciation Month. So please, after I read these words, think of the folks in your life that have served or are currently serving, and think about your appreciation for them and what they've done to protect our country. Proclamation from the Office of the Mayor in the City of Farmers Branch. Whereas for generations, the freedom and security enjoyed by the citizens of the United States are direct results of the continued vigilance and service of the United States Armed Forces over the history of our great nation. And whereas the sacrifices of those who served, those currently serving, and the family members who support them have preserved the liberties that have enriched our great nation. And whereas in 2004, the United States Congress passed a resolution proclaiming May as National Military Appreciation Month, encouraging all citizens to honor current and former members of the armed forces and their families, including those who made the ultimate sacrifice. And whereas today, more than 1.2 million active duty members serve in the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Space Force, and Texas State Guard, and whereas the city of Farmers Branch wishes to express its gratitude to active duty and veteran members of the armed forces and honor the sacrifices made to ensure the freedom and liberty of its citizens. Now, therefore, I, David Reed, council member of the Farmers Branch City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2025 as Military Appreciation Month. Thank you.
Next up is a proclamation recognizing May 11th through the 17th as National Police Week. I realize that was last week, and we already did this once, but I'm going to invite Chief McCoy and our deputy chiefs to come up, because this is important to all of us. And so it's worthy of being read again. Gentlemen, thank you. So this proclamation, whereas our law enforcement agency plays an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of our citizens, and whereas it is important to recognize the duties and responsibilities of our local law enforcement personnel who safeguard life and property by protecting against violence and disorder, and whereas Congress approved a joint resolution on June 21st, 1962, designating the week of May 13th through the 19th, 1962, as the first National Police Week, in recognition of the contribution police officers make to our civilization through their dedicated and selfless efforts in enforcing laws, and to recognize those who have been killed or disabled in the line of duty. And whereas the City of Farmers Branch wishes to commend our police officers for their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities and offer our gratitude to those who have rendered a dedicated service to our community by preserving the rights and security of our citizens. And whereas the City of Farmers Branch wishes to honor our fallen or wounded officers who have protected and served our citizens through their courageous deeds. Now, therefore, I, Terry Lynn, Mayor of City of Farmers Branch, do hereby proclaim May 11th through the 17th as National Police Week. Pete, you want to say a few words?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I know, unlike Councilman Reed, I know you're not here for me. But I do appreciate the new members up on the dais for sharing their day with us. It's a special day for them, but it's a special time for us as well, as we acknowledge officers that have lost their lives in the line of duty over the past year. And at the end of last week, we saw those officers' names added to the National Wall in Washington, D.C. And on that wall is one of our very own officers, Officer Lowell Clayton Tribble, whose end of watch was in August 27th of 1983. And we've had several of our officers that have been in danger this year, and we've had a couple of scary incidents. But these guys standing behind me, the real heroes, the guys that are out there on the street every day, protecting you and protecting this city because they truly care about this community. And I appreciate all of your support and the support of our council members who are unwavering in their support of these officers and the work that we do every day. And at the end of this week, we'll recognize our officers who are serving here locally for the great work they've done this past year and give them the recognition they deserve. But thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council, for taking time to recognize these officers.
I do also want to take a moment to recognize the Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association. They reached out to me to request this proclamation, and these are just some of the efforts that they are doing to ensure that our police department is recognized for the amazing work that they do. So I just wanted to make sure I shouted them out and gave them the appreciation they deserve, although I don't see any of them here. I don't know if they've been contacted, but thank you for all that you guys do. There you go. We have one right over here. Thank you.
And next up is item J4, which is presentation of a proclamation recognizing May 18th through the 24th as National Public Works Week. So public work professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services vital to sustainable and resilient communities. Their work directly contributes to public health, high quality of life, and well-being of our residents of Farmers Branch. From maintaining roads and bridges to managing water and wastewater systems, their efforts are instrumental in ensuring a safe and comfortable living for all of us. So this year marks the 65th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association. And so we have a proclamation for that. this is from the Office of the Mayor, whereas public work professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are vital or of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the city of Farmers Branch. And whereas this infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and at the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the city of Farmers Branch to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 65th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association and Canadian Public Works Association. Now, therefore, I, Terry Lynn, Mayor of the City of Farmers Branch, designate the week of May 18th through the 24th as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contribution they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing the quality of life for all of us. So, folks, thank you. I'm going to invite our Director of Public Works to come up.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Reyes Reyes, Director of Public Works. And I just want to say to the residents that are here today, you have an outstanding group of men and women here who serve this city daily. They work around the clock to make sure that you're getting the water you need, that the wastewater is going where it needs to go. And the way I like to say it is we keep the water flowing and the toilet's flushing. So, but these are, and I'm blessed to be working with such outstanding individuals here, men and women who serve the city day in, day out. And some of them are here and some of them are not here, but they're not to be remiss. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you to the council and to the mayor for your example and how we should serve our residents. So I appreciate that. Thank you for all you do, and thank you to the residents.
All righty. Next up are items of community interest.
Good evening. We have 4 items today. 2024 Water Quality Report is now available. The City of Farmers Branch purchases all its water from the Dallas Water Utilities, who treats the water before providing it to local municipal customers. This report is now available online at farmersbranchtx.gov/water quality. Residents who receive their water bill via mail will also receive the water quality report in June. Frog Pond opens. The Frog Pond Water Park is an affordable seasonal aquatics facility for swimmers of all ages and abilities. The 2025 season officially starts on Saturday, May 24 from noon to 5 p.m. For pricing and hours of operation, please visit fbh20.com. Take the survey. The city is excited to embark on the transformation of Squire Park, a 1.5-acre park in the Wildwood neighborhood. The goal of the redesign is to improve the park's amenities and better serve the neighborhood's families. There is also an upcoming meeting on June 5th at Vivian Field Middle School or you can take the survey online, which is available through June 7th. You can find the survey on the Parks and Recreation website. And as always, sign up for CDE News at farmersbranchtx.gov or by scanning the QR code on the screen. Thank you.
Thank you. So if you want to bring flowers down, come on. It'll make the dais look nice. You're welcome. All right. Very good. Next up are public comments. Let me remind everybody, when you come up, please state your name and address. There's a 3-minute time limit for each citizen to speak. And I will call up folks in the order in which I received them. First one is Al Mahesh.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Mayor Dye, I'm glad to speak to you today. My name is Al Mahesh. I live at 3302 Water Oak Court. Before I start to congratulate the new council members, I wanted to congratulate Deborah Bowe and Isabel for their wonderful campaigns. Now let's take the time to congratulate Omar and Elizabeth for their resounding victory on May 3rd election. I would say the winning by 57 and 62% is a mandate. People of Farmers Branch spoke out loud and clearly. This mandate the people have given is a mandate for change, progress, and leadership rooted in transparency, integrity, and a vision that unites rather than divides. This victory belongs to every resident that knocked on doors and showed up to town halls, asked hard questions and demanded honest answers. Let me be clear, this mandate is not a license to rule. It's a responsibility to serve with integrity and openness. The road ahead will have its challenges, but with unity and shared commitment, doing what's right, not what's easy, there's nothing this community cannot accomplish. So let me close by expressing my gratitude to you, Mr. Mayor, and council members for doing what you do. It takes a lot of courage and fortitude to take the task of being leaders. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up is Rinkesh Desai.
Hey, Rinkesh Desai, 1753 Hanover Court, Farmers Branch, 75234. I too wanted to say congratulations, Elizabeth. Congratulations, Omar, on the incredible win. And I really appreciated what you said. There is no them and us in Farmers Branch. As a community, we have to serve each other. And every one of us needs to be included. Councilmember, I hope you're able to really lead by example and help guide the rest of the city council members in working together. I think one of the key areas of discrepancies was around the calendars and what it should represent. I know that's a focus for some individuals, but the primary focus should really be on what can we do to help our local citizens and how we benefit them and what we can do to help each and every individual that you're representing in each of your districts. But what you're doing is an amazing job, and it's not easy. And a lot of times you don't get a lot of thank yous. So I want to be able to say thank you to all of you for your service as well as everything you do, Mayor. Thank you to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is, I don't want to say it wrong, Raina Pruitt?
My name is Reina Purohit, and I live, my address is 12600 Prescott Place. So I would like to congratulate those that were elected. Good evening, Mayor, council members, and residents of Farmers Branch. My name is Reina Purohit, and I'm honored to stand before you as a proud citizen on Farmers Branch and a volunteer of the BPS Charities. BPS Charities is a worldwide charitable organization operating in 9 countries across 5 continents. Every year, over 100,000 dedicated volunteers contribute more than 12 million hours in selfless service supporting communities locally and globally. BAPS Charities addresses critical needs in areas such as healthcare, environmental sustainability, disaster relief, and community services. With over 50 years of experience in North America, BAPS Charities is a respected name in the world of nonprofit service, committed to uplifting individuals, families, and communities. After a 22-year journey of organizing walks across different cities in North Texas and the Dallas Metroplex, benefiting several local nonprofit organizations, we are excited to host our annual BAPS Charities Walk in Frisco for the very first time. This community-driven event will take place at Kaleidoscope Park in Frisco on Sunday, June 1st, 2025. We are proud to announce this year's local beneficiary, the American Legion. The American Legion is the largest U.S. veterans organization with more than 1.6 million members who strengthen the nation through programs, services, and advocacy for those who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces, youth, and communities. We warmly invite the mayor, council members, and all residents of Farmers Ranch to save this event on your calendars, as your presence and support would mean the world to us. By participating, you're not only embracing a healthier lifestyle, but also joining a community dedicated to the spirit of service and helping others. Your involvement is crucial, and every step you take makes a difference. To learn about BAPS Charities and to register for this event, please visit bapscharities.org/Dallas. On behalf of BAPS Charities, I sincerely thank you for allowing us to share this exciting news tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. That is all of our speakers for this evening. I do not have anybody else signed up to speak. So with that, we'll move on to our consent agenda. There is a change to our agenda. Items M2, M3, and M4 are being moved to the regular agenda and will become items O2, O3, and O4. M2 becomes O2, M3 becomes O3, M4 becomes O4.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda, less items M2, M3, and M4.
Mayor, I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. If you would, please indicate your vote accordingly. Motion passes unanimously. Okay. Next up is our regular agenda items. And first item is O1, to elect a mayor pro tem and deputy mayor pro tem for the period of June 2025 through May 2026 and take appropriate action. So, as you know, these are basically ceremonial positions, but they are or should rotate. And are you making a presentation for it?
I don't have a presentation. It's just going to be council. I'm just here if you guys have any questions and to help the process go smoothly.
Okay. So,
Mayor, maybe Aaron can help. Generally, it's the deputy mayor pro temp who would move into the mayor pro temp position.
Not necessarily.
Not always.
It's just up to the will of the council, really.
Okay, so there really is no guidance, traditions, or otherwise regarding mayor pro temp. So
Traditionally, you would pick someone that has had some time on council.
right.
But again, that's not a requirement. It's just the will of the council.
Okay. Then I guess I'd move to make David Reed Mayor Pro Temp and Tina Bennett Burton Deputy Mayor Pro Temp.
We have a motion. Need a second? Go ahead.
I'd actually wanted to nominate Tina Bennett Burton and Roger Neal to be Mayor Pro Tem and Deputy Mayor Pro Tem.
Council, it's your discussion.
I agree with council. I agree with council member Villafranca, but I think we have a motion, and it sounds like it did not pass.
We do have a motion. The second wasn't asked for.
So, all right. So we have, my mistake. We have a motion on the floor. Anybody second?
Nobody has seconded.
No, can I?
Can you second?
All right. So I will second the motion. So,
You can either have discussion or you can call for the vote.
yeah, I'm going to call for the vote. So if you would, please indicate your vote accordingly. Okay, the motion does not pass. Now, you're welcome to make the next motion.
I'm sorry for not following the rules of
That's
order.
all right.
I would like to nominate Councilwoman Tina Bennett Burton and Roger Neal as Mayor Pro Tem and Deputy Mayor Pro Tem.
Are you making that as a motion?
Yes, I am making a motion.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. If you would, please indicate your vote accordingly. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up is item O2, which is consider approving Resolution 2025-069, adopting the City of Farmers Branch investment policy and take appropriate action.
Mayor and Council, Leanne Huddleston with the Finance Department. We have three items tonight that go together. The first is the annual adoption of the investment policy. We have had the investment policy reviewed by Hilltop Securities Asset Management. Hilltop has been the city's financial advisor since 1999. It has also had a legal review. Included with changing the investment policy, which is really technical items that are required under the Public Funds Investment Act, we have also changed committee membership to align with the titles that we now have at the city, which are city manager, deputy city manager, director of finance, and the finance manager. Following that item, then we have two items. One is to add TechStar, which is a local government investment pool, and add Logic, which is also a local government investment pool that follow the Public Funds Investment Act requirements. Currently, the city uses TexPool only as its short-term overnight investment vehicle. And we'd like to have the ability to be able to switch from one fund to another depending on what the rate of return is at that time. For instance, today, TexPool was 4.3%, TechStar was 4.28%, and Logic was 4.42%. So that would give us a little more flexibility, and it would also give us a little more breadth in our portfolio. And those are important items because we now have about 20% of our investments in these short-term securities. We also have David Checkman here. He's with TechStar and with Logic and represents through Hilltop.
I have some questions for the representative from Hilltop.
Yep.
Hello. Thank you for being here today. I just have a few questions. So as you read the investment, have you taken an opportunity to review the investment policy for
I
the
have,
city?
yes.
Mhm. Okay. And when you read it and you interpret it, do you feel that you're going to be managing the funds with a active or passive investment strategy?
So JP Morgan is actually our fund manager. I work with Hilltop. We are the co-administrators. So we do the marketing and we do the operations of the fund. And then JP Morgan is actually the one that actively manages the fund.
Okay. Do we have somebody here from JP Morgan?
I have not met with them.
Okay. I just want to make sure I understand the manner in which, whether you're doing passive or whether you're doing active, those are pretty big distinctions. So I want to make sure that I understand the manner in which the people who are managing our funds interpret the investment policy statement, because it's a little bit difficult to interpret as I'm reading it. And so I just want to make sure that the person who's actually going to be pushing the button go to move things around is here to answer questions. Is there a way that we might be able to, would it be an issue to move these items for a future meeting until we can get somebody here from JP Morgan?
We can, and then I can also provide the detailed portfolio information, and there are specifics for each of those funds. It's about 35, 40 pages that I did not include in your backup that I think will answer your questions.
Okay. And just as I don't know if I've shared this with you or not, obviously I'm a certified financial planner, so these are some of the questions that I would normally look at whenever I'm looking for a client's portfolio and how I'm going to invest it. So I just want to make sure that this fundamental question is clear in the minds of the people who are going to be administering the funds.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So is it cool if we go ahead and postpone this until the next meeting, provided nobody has any other questions?
I don't have a problem with that, but I would ask, has our philosophy changed?
Our philosophy has not changed, and we
Okay.
mirror what is required in the Public Funds Investment Act. So
Okay.
perhaps you could do the investment policy, and then we could get JP Morgan to come back to talk about those two pools.
Did you, other than active or passive, did you have other specific questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and the thing is that, I have several other questions.
Okay. It might be helpful, we can certainly have them back, but maybe detail them out so they can have those questions in advance, be prepared to answer, and that way they can bring whatever information they need to bring.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And also, just so everybody here knows, we're going to be paying somebody to manage the funds externally, whereas previously we had somebody internally who managed the funds, right?
We did, so now we will have professional management of those funds.
Yeah, so when we have somebody externally, I just want to make sure that they're crystal clear on exactly what it is that we're requesting for them to do per the IPS that we have in front of us. So I think those three items, if they can come back, once we have that clear picture. I don't want to pass the investment policy if they come back and they're like, well, I thought I was doing this, but the language doesn't reflect that.
So let me ask city manager, is that something that we could get done for the next meeting so we're not holding up the process or encumbering the finance department in any way?
Leanne, we should be fine with that. We just need to see if JP Morgan Chase has somebody available to come. That would be the one we need to find, but we'll get you the additional information first as a council so you can review it, but we'll strive to get somebody here.
Okay, very good. Are you good with that?
Yep.
You had a
So
question?
do we need to take action on this?
No.
If so, I'll move, okay.
We need to table it.
Yeah, I was going to offer a motion to move. So I move that we table this item for future consideration at the next earliest possible.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion to table and a second. If you would, please indicate your vote.
Nicole, do we need a date certain on that motion?
We need a date certain, and I need to know which agenda item we're actually moving to table. Are we tabling
Okay.
each individually, or are we doing, I would prefer that we do them each individually. It's
Yeah, I was referring to item O.2.
Ben, what is the date of the next meeting?
June
June 3rd.
Table to June 3rd.
Sure. I'd be happy to amend the motion to June 3rd to include the June 3rd date.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to table this item to a June 3rd meeting and a second. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is item 03. Consider approving Resolution 2025-083, authorizing City of Farmers Branch to participate in the Techstar Investment Pool and designating authorized representatives, and take appropriate action.
Mayor, I make a motion to table this item to June 3rd.
I second the motion, Mayor.
Thank you. We have motion table to June 3rd. Motion passes. Next is item 04, consider approving Resolution 2025-084, authorizing the participation of the City of Farmers Branch in the Local Government Investment Cooperative and designating authorized representatives, and take appropriate action.
Mayor, I make a motion to postpone this item to the June 3rd meeting.
Mayor, I second the motion.
We have motion and second table to June 3rd. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Okay. That concludes our regular scheduled business for this council meeting. We will have some action as a result of study session. However, we're not finished with study session. We're not finished with study session. We will have some action to take as a result of executive session. So we're going to finish our study session, resuming with item C4, get through the study session items, then we will go back to executive session and pick up with items D2, D3, D4, and D5. So next up is C4, which is to discuss and provide direction regarding City Council liaison appointments to external organizations.
Hello again, Mayor, Council, Erin Flores, Deputy Director of Administrative Services, Deputy City Secretary. So every year we go through our council liaison appointments and we fill any vacancies, and we also talk about if anyone wants to switch or change. So right now we do have 3 vacancies for Sister City Program, Metrocrest Chamber of Commerce, and on the Travel Expense Review Committee. So Mayor, if you'd like, we could go through these one at a time, see if we have any volunteers.
Sure. I would recommend that we go through them one at a time, and I don't know if it's appropriate to ask at this time if we continue with the Sister City program. We haven't had discussion about that, and that might be something that we want to bring up as a future discussion item. Maybe if council wants, we could table that item. But
I do know they were scheduled for this year, but to my understanding, we do not have anyone coming, so.
yeah.
Yeah.
It may be that the Sister City program has run its course, but go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to volunteer to be on the Sister City program, and I also wanted to have possibly in the future discussions about expanding it to other countries.
So, Aaron, let me ask you, would it be appropriate if we took this item off and put it on a future study session by itself? Or,
You could request a future agenda item for Sister City alone, just to talk about the program itself.
okay, why don't we do that? And then we can come back for that appointment. Okay.
So you don't want to fill that appointment at this time?
Correct.
Okay. So the next one is Metrocrest Chamber of Commerce.
And that is.
That's David, right?
No, I'm at
Services.
This is a vacant one.
I'm sorry, that was former Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Jackson, and
Jackson.
it's now vacant.
Okay.
I'd like to volunteer to be on the Metrocrest Chamber of Commerce liaison.
Is anybody else? Where is she good? Okay.
I'd be fine with that.
I'm fine with it.
You're a business owner in Farmers Branch.
Got to go to the meetings. Okay.
Okay, and then we have a vacancy on the Travel Expense Review Committee with, Councilman Roman and Councilman Neal, Mayor Pro Tem Neal.
And we need one more.
We need one more for that committee.
Right.
Okay.
I'd like to volunteer to be on the Travel Expense Review Committee.
Anybody else?
Everybody else okay with that? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, does anybody have any issues with the committee they're on? Does anybody need to switch, or everybody okay? Okay. All right, thank you all.
Thank you. Next up is item C6, receive an update from the mayor and council members regarding board liaison information from outside organizations and other meetings attended.
I'm good.
Okay. Councilman Reed?
Yes, a couple of events I attended. On May 8th, we had the police memorial event in Carrollton. May 8th, we also had the ribbon cutting for Haas Moto Museum here in Farmers Branch. That was a fantastic event, opening up, or that facility or that museum has been open for a while, but we had the ribbon cutting. If you are into motorcycles or history at all, I highly recommend you visit this place. They've got hundreds of bikes from as early as 1897 and everything in between. So it's a wonderful experience to go through. May 8th, that was a busy day. Branch Connection walkthrough prior to the recent grand opening. So that was incredible to see what they've done to the place, the improvements, the renovations that have been done, and the feedback I've gotten so far is that it's been widely deemed as a great improvement, and folks that have attended and used the facility have really enjoyed it. And then lastly, the MetroCrest Services Board meeting. There wasn't much done. They had an abbreviated meeting, as most of it was team building afterwards, but they appreciate the support that we provide and look forward to working as closely, if not more closely, with us in the future.
Very good. Thank you. Councilman Neal?
I have nothing. He covered just a couple of items I was at also. So.
Okay. Last week, as I mentioned earlier in the meeting, was a hospital week, National Hospitals Week. And so last Monday, I did go to Dallas Medical Center to present a proclamation recognizing that to them. Very well received over there. And then this morning, excuse me, this morning, we had the MetroCrest Hospital Authority monthly meeting. And for those who don't know, the MetroCrest Hospital Authority owns and manages the hospital in Carrollton at Josie and Hebron. And the authority has been working to become more of a philanthropic organization for the last few years. And so to that end, they give away a lot of money, about $3.5 million in funding to various charitable organizations. Some of it's come back to Farmers Branch on occasion. Last year, our fire department received a $75,000 grant that they had requested from the authority to buy some equipment that they needed. This year, there were a number of organizations that were awarded funds, Addison Fire Department, American Heart Association, the Bridge Breast Network, Collier Center for Communication Disorders, Carrollton Fire Rescue, CFB ISD, Coppell ISD, Essilor Vision Foundation, Hope Cottage, Jewish Family Services, the Meadows Mental Health Policy Institute, MetroCrest Services received $275,000 grant from MHA. And Woven Clinic received $419,000 grant from MHA. So we're very fortunate to have an organization like MHA that is giving back to organizations that support our community. And I think that's really important, and I commend them for what they're doing. And that's all I have on that. Okay.
May I share what I did this week?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
So I just wanted to commend the staff. I had my city council person orientation, and everybody did such a phenomenal job. Thank you so, so much. Went to the Coffee with the Cop on May the 10th, and they always have great giveaways. If you don't go to Coffee with the Cop, go. You always get cool stuff. I also had a guided tour at the Branch Connection. I see Deborah Hull is here. They do such a phenomenal job. I just want to say thank you so much for making everyone feel so welcome. If you haven't been there, it's really, really nice. The theater, everything. You walk in and it feels like a hotel lobby. You're going to love it. Even I want to start going to the senior center, or the Branch Connection, I'm sorry. I also had an opportunity to meet with David Moore from the Fireside Theater to hear about all of the great things that they're doing, including some upcoming summer camps for kids. Nobody gets turned away. So if you don't have the means to go to the summer camp, they find a way to send you there. And I was also able to share my strong support for the theater, and I was officially able to commit my donating my $200 monthly council stipend to the Firehouse Theater for this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is C7, review and discuss future agenda items. Councilman Rowan?
I don't have anything, but I've been working with Council Member Villafranca on an item, and I'll let her explain that.
Thank you. Councilwoman Bennett?
I'd like us to have a discussion on items that have been voted down and actually putting an official length of time before they can be brought back before us. So we're not constantly in a cycle of just voting for something again and again and voting it down.
Very good. Councilman Reed?
Nothing for me.
Very good. Councilwoman Villafranca?
I'm sorry, I'm having operator error. I'm trying to find my document.
I'll come back.
Just give me a few seconds.
I'll
Thank
come
you.
back. Councilman Neal?
Yeah, I just have a few items. More of an update. I'm not sure if we need a future agenda item, but maybe somebody can give me an update on the status of the Citizens Collection Center and when we're going to get that opened up, if you can provide us an update and what we need to do to get that done. So I know we're waiting on something from the TCEQ, but if there's something we need to do, otherwise we need to get that moving if possible. So similarly, I'd like to get any updates, if we have any, on the issues that's going on around Myra Road. If there's any changes or updates, just to kind of keep us up to speed with what may or may not be happening there, and if there's anything we might want to consider to address. And similarly, I recall, my memory's a little bit vague on this. I remember there was a grant issue regarding, is it Cooks Creek area? Can I get an update on what's going on with that? I know we were seeking some support at the federal level on that, so I just wonder if we can get at least an update on those things. So, and that's all I have, Mayor.
Can I get a clarification on Myra? Are we talking about the spot at Myra, the construction?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
perfect.
Still tied up in bankruptcy, so we can't do anything. So
I just want to
There's your
share that
update.
out for the residents.
Okay.
That's why I asked for an item, so
Yeah.
we can talk.
that property is still tied up in court, so it's maybe a little while before we can do anything. Councilwoman?
Would it be possible to please research the steps necessary to add banner installations on Encore delivery poles on Velwood Parkway between Josie Lane and Webb Chapel, and a policy framework for the banners?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, I have one item, and that is I would like to request that our grant coordinator add to her list of projects a cemetery grant for the Marsh Cemetery. So hopefully we could find some funds that would help pay for a wrought iron fence to go around that cemetery. Okay. That is all of the items we have for this evening in terms of regular agenda and study session. Council does have some unfinished business that we need to take care of in executive session, so we are going to adjourn to go back to executive session. We will come back out whenever that is finished. I would say it's probably going to be a little bit, but thank you all for coming tonight. We appreciate you being here. And we are back for a brief moment. We are about to go into executive session. So let me just tell you what we're going to be discussing. Item D2, which is the City Council will convene into closed executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.087 to discuss economic development incentives for 4050 Valley View Lane. D3, the City Council will convene into closed executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.087 to discuss economic incentives for Farmers Branch Project 2025.005B. Item D4, the City Council will convene in closed executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.087 to discuss economic incentives for Farmers Branch Project 2025.006A. And item D5, the City Council will convene in closed executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.087 to discuss economic incentives for Farmers Branch Project 2025.009. So with that, we'll go back and then come back out when we're done. We're back. Thank you very much. We have 2 items to take action on as a result of executive session.
So item D1, we were approving a contract with a single edit of increasing the leave sellback from 1 week to 2 weeks. This motion presents as an opportunity for the council to affirm its support for the strategic direction of our organization. While the city manager is our employee and responsible for implementing the council's vision and managing all personnel matters, this is a collaborative effort. In the spirit of this motion also expresses the council's confidence in Joaria Toreen in her role as deputy city manager, recognizing her valuable contributions as a member of the city's leadership team in advancing our shared goals and priorities.
Second.
We have motion and a second. If you would, please indicate your vote accordingly. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Next, Councilwoman Villafranca.
Yes, thank you. Item D2, to discuss economic development incentives for 4050 Valley View Lane. And I would like to move to extend the incentives to June the 30th, 2025.
Second.
Thank you. A motion and a second. Again, please indicate your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. That concludes our business for this evening. Thank you all very much.